So check this out. I know y'all saw the video I posted about Cartagena a couple months back. My cousin Grady pulled up on me. Grady been rocking with me for years. Him and I went to Cuba together. My other family. He's come to visit me in Colombia, Cali, Colombia. I'm trying to think where else did Grady pull up on me. I'm not sure. But anytime he tells me he's coming to town, I'm like, cool, man, just say less. Well, he brings his peoples. Half of them been to Colombia before. The other half had never been to South America. And so that's always provides some complications because I end up being the only one that speaks Spanish and I have to handhold people through processes. So we're going to Cartagena, where you have the clock tower. Now these guys pick an Airbnb right by the clock tower. If anybody ever been to the clock tower in Cartagena, it's like going to the Dominican Republic and going to Sosua. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into. So between the group of us, it's like 10 of us. We have 3 different Airbnbs. Like 8 people are staying in one Airbnb. My cousin and his boy, they were staying somewhere else because they're trying to be away from the nonsense. And I have my own spot because, yeah, I'm living there, but I'm not on vacation. So I really didn't want to be part of the shenanigans. So cool. This guy, me, instead of taking a bus or instead of doing, multiple Ubers, I organized a van to drop us off and to pick us up. And it's like really economical, like 20,000 pesos a piece. I'm not sure what it was, but it was super cheap. And I tell the guys, I'm leaving my Airbnb. I'm like, look, everybody bring your suitcases downstairs, check it, make sure everything is good to go, and be ready in like 15 minutes because the guy's here, he's just waiting around the corner. Now we're on one of the busiest streets in Cartagena in the walled city. And if you look at the videos, and maybe I'll throw some B-roll through this, my boy Zach, great guy. People thought we was brothers the whole time on the trip. You know what I'm saying? Great energy, great vibes. But he's one of those free-spirited people. Like, he's not thinking about the details. He's not thinking about the logistics. He's just having a good time at all times. So I wasn't the one watching him. You got to take care. You got to watch out for people like that because they just going to do their own thing whenever they want to do it, right? So he's doing this thing. He leaves out while everybody else is taking their suitcases out, and he's out looking for something. Nobody knows it. So I see him go downstairs, but I just assumed that he had the suitcase out there. And then he disappears. So everybody brings their suitcases down. Then as soon as I saw somebody lock the door, I asked them, mind you, it's too late at this point, did y'all get everything out? They're like, yeah, we got all the suitcases. At that point, Zachy comes back, and his suitcase is definitely still inside their Airbnb. Now, not only is it inside the Airbnb, this is like, there's 3 parts to it. So it's 2 apartments inside, and you got the front door. So the front door is locked, and the apartment is locked inside the Airbnb. And it's on the 2nd floor. We can't get to the window. First and foremost, all the windows are shut, and they're closed. We can't get to the window, and we can't get back inside. They left the keys on the table, and they locked everything inside of the Airbnb. This is just fantastic, because I've already called the van to come around. So Buddy pulls up. Everybody starts loading their stuff on, but Zachy is still out. I think my cousin as well, because we can't get inside the Airbnb. And I tried to explain to the driver what's going on. At the same time, traffic is just backing up behind. I'm talking about boom, 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 boom. And everybody's honking. They're laying on the horn. And it's only been about 45 seconds to a minute at this point because, it doesn't take long for traffic to back up in the walled city. So he's like, look, I can't wait here. What happened? I told him, like, look, old dude got his stuff locked up. He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, we're going to try to call the Airbnb lady. So he takes off. He's like, look, I can't wait here. I got to go. Cool. So he takes off. We're out there. We find, actually, it was like a massage parlor in front of us. Those ladies run off and go find a locksmith for us. At the same time, we're calling the Airbnb lady. It's going directly to voicemail. I'm talking about do not pass go, do not collect $200, straight to voicemail. So the locksmith shows up. He sees the door. He's like, look, man, I know what type of door that is. I can get in, but I'm going to have to break it. I look at Zachy. I look at them like, look, man, if we break this door, you're going to have to pay for it. He's like, nah, I don't want to make that call, because if you break the door, you're going to have to fix it as well. So it's like a whole process. So they had a second contact for somebody on the Airbnb. They get a hold of her. She gets a hold of the lady that they rented from, and she says it's going to be 15 minutes. But one thing, estamos en Colombia, y peor aún, en la costa. So we're in the Colombian coast. 15 minutes. I mean, if you're being nice, it's a half an hour, but it's really like 45 minutes. So the van drives back around, because I guess he told me he couldn't be parked for too long, or else he was going to get a fine for the size of his vehicle where he was at inside the walled city. So the van pulls back around. At that point in time, somebody else jumps out. I jump into the van. And I tell him to go, park again. And now he's yelling at me. He's yelling at me because I'm the only one that speaks Spanish. Mind you, I'm not working. I'm on a trip as well. Even though I lived in the country, I'm not making any money off of any of these transactions. I just help arrange some of the things. So he's telling me, oh, you should have made sure that this stuff was out before. I'm like, look, dude, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I need you to calm down. Tranquilo, cálmase. No sé con quién estás hablando. No me gritas. So, you know what I'm saying? He's upset. He's like, I got another client after this. So I hit up Grady. I'm like, look, man, I don't know what y'all got to do, but, he has another client. He has to drive us back to Barranquilla, which is like an hour and a half away. And he can't just wait out here all day. I said, so we might have to leave y'all, and y'all going to have to take a Uber by yourselves. And at that point, Grady assured me that the lady was en route and that she was pretty much close. All in all, between when he got locked his stuff in, and the lady came and got the stuff out, it was about an hour exactly. And it's one of those learning experiences because, again, I'm not the one working. I wasn't the one staying in that Airbnb. I didn't go through there and do a check because I just assumed they were adults. And crazy part is he was staying in a room with somebody else. So I'm like, I asked old dude, I'm like, look, you got your stuff out of that room. At no point in time you didn't realize the big ass suitcase inside that room before he was the one that locked up. I'm like, you locked up that whole Airbnb and never checked your room again? Like, I check my room 2-3 times when I leave a hotel, Airbnb, no sé qué, because yeah, you don't want to leave a charger, you don't want to leave, sometimes you might leave some juice or some liquor, but there's a whole suitcase. And I say all that to say, this is why I don't love hosting people in the countries that I live in. I will say, since I've been to Asia, it's only been a few months, nobody has pulled up, and it's been the most relaxing time of my life. I'm here in the Philippines, solo dolo, having a great time. And but it's good to connect with the fam. It's good to have good trips, but you gotta set some expectations. Like, man, y'all gotta be adults. I'm not babysitting you. I'm not holding your hands through this. It's one of those things where you got to take responsibility for your own self. Every man for himself. And I hate to be like that, because we did have a really good time. As you can see from the video, it was lit. It was completely lit, and I definitely will probably be back with those guys in June, and we'll hit Colombia together. Maybe hit some different spots. Maybe hit Santa Marta instead of Cartagena, because Cartagena play is dead. Anyhow, I'm about to hit this pool here in Boracay, Filipinas, and you guys have a great day.
Yeah. Y'all know what time it is, man. We represent to go on this one. Yeah.